What I know about approval is that we are born wanting approval. We are born seeking it. We were created, in fact, to get attention. Without attention, we would die. And we are so familiar with kids and families and all kinds of people seeking approval by the time they're teens, by the time they're certainly all through the rest of their life. But in fact, from the moment kids are born, they are needing approval. And I think approval is just another word for love, another word for attention. And it's a good thing. It gets a bad rap, seeking attention, seeking approval, seeking attachment, because we don't like to be thought of as being needy. And somewhere as life goes on, we downplay needing to be attached to family. But in fact, from day one, it's critical for life. So let's take that need all the way back to the moment kids are born. From the moment they're born, right, you cry out for it. That's the first thing we look for. We wait for a child crying, saying, I need to connect, I need to attach with you. When children don't get that, something instinctive inside them will try any way they can to get it, because something says to them, I need this to survive. It's instinctive. So how they get it and what they do with it is what makes all the difference in the world. We know that when we're in our teens and throughout the rest of our life, from our parents, from our bosses, from our friends, we feel connected, we feel attached based on what we see in the eyes that are looking back at us. So certainly before kids can put words to what they need, what they receive, how they communicate is especially with their eyes. Now what happens when they don't get that? Well, kids think that parents, or whoever is their primary caretaker, that they're perfect, right? They're the child. And so if they're not getting something, they believe that it can't be their parents' fault. It must be their fault. Because after all, the closest idea they have to God is that which takes care of them, provides for all their needs. When they're not getting everything that they need from their parents, it can't be them. I mean, it can't be their parents. It has to be them. It can't be their parents' fault. So what do I, as the infant, as a child, as a toddler, what do I need to do in order to get that from them? Well, I must have to do something, because simply being isn't enough. So I'm going to do whatever I can to earn that connection, to earn that attachment. And they will do and do and do, which flies in the face of why we were created, to be all that we're supposed to be. In the absence of feeling connected, feeling attached to parents, to the meaningful people in their lives, the instinctive survival mechanism kicks in, and we will try to feel that attachment to anything that will give it to us, healthy or not healthy. And that's why I believe that the attachment itself is a healthy thing. It's how you get it that matters. And many kids will go to a source that is not personal, that is not intimate, but they will mistakenly believe that they're going to be building an intimate, close relationship with whatever it is that satisfies. And the internet attempts to satisfy them with such a superficial level of relationship. And when kids are seeking that, what they end up doing is actually calming the uncomfortable, fearful, awkward feelings that they have. In the absence of having a real relationship, a lot of anxiety will come up. Rather than sitting in that and figuring out what to do with it, because maybe they don't know how, maybe they're too young, or it's just too painful to do, they will calm that by putting some type of a overlay over their lives, over their needs. And that comes in the form of internet communications, internet relationships. And they will spend an inordinate amount of time and energy and feelings trying to gain something from the internet relationship that it has no ability to get. And just like any other kind of a craving, if you don't get it at first, rather than giving up on it, because they don't know what else to do, they will try to get more and more and more out of something that has no ability to satisfy them.